Hi class, my name is Latania Hughes and today I'll be doing my presentation on Case Study E, which is a success program for teen mothers in college. I decided to do this topic because I feel like it was something I kind of could, understand from a personal level. I do have women in my family who had their children at younger ages, and some were in high school, some were in college, and they weren't able to some weren't able to graduate on time, or they wasn't able to graduate at all. Some didn't make it to college, but there are also some who were able to graduate, get master's degrees, and continue their academic careers. So I can only imagine how how the lives of the people in my family who didn't have a program, or the things that they needed in order to get their education. I can only imagine if this program was available to them, how things could have been different. And I'm going to be looking at my phone because I have my paper on my phone and I want to be really organized. I want to be able to, have you guys follow along with me as I go through my presentation. For my literature review highlights, I found 4 articles that basically gave me an idea of some of the things that maybe I wasn't aware of as I was, before I did my paper. I had an article that kind of helped me pick my target population for the population that is the most likely to have the highest pregnancy rates, have the highest dropout rates, and how a lot of things that in their environment, such as their economic situations, their their finances, their the people in their lives socially, how all those things kind of work together or to work against them as they try to be successful. And those are also some of the things that teen parents face. So they kind of work together, and that's what I found in that article. I found another article that talked about the importance of the teen mothers having positive peer support in their lives, and people that are going to encourage them and that are going to keep them on the right path, and basically just continue to motivate them instead of deterring them from continuing their education, and being supportive to them as they do further their education. Another article I found basically was a study that talked about women or teen mothers who were in a teen success program compared to mothers that weren't in a teen success program, and how their college careers were a lot different. And and I'm pretty sure we can kind of imagine what the results were. One group didn't do so well, the other ones did. So that kind of showed me that these programs can be very effective if they're able to meet the unmet needs, which we're going to discuss later. And another article talked about the importance of having childcare, and how that could really be beneficial for teen mothers as they continue their education, so that they can have a lot more flexibility in their schedules and have a lot more balance in their lives if they had reliable childcare. The next thing we're going to talk about is my target population. As I stated before, I found my target population as I did my research. My target population is basically going to be minority mothers. It's not going to be limited to, but that's just the population that my program was going to be geared towards, because that is a population that that studies have found to have the highest dropout rates and the highest teen pregnancy rates. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the needs that are unmet. As I said before, the unmet needs I did find in my research, which are, as I stated, lack of child care, not having reliable child care, basically, not having people in their lives or having positive peer support. A lot of the mothers feel isolated, they feel alone, and they just don't have the drive to further their education because they don't have people in their lives that are giving them that motivation and that encouragement. Another unmet need is lack of financial aid or financial support, or the resources to have financial support as they pay for their schooling, as they pay for their their school supplies, as they pay for their textbooks. And I did find that a lot of these unmet needs are things that I want my program to meet. I want them to be able to have the financial support, or the financial resource, or people in the community that's going to help them find those resources, and I found that by having those people, those needs can be met in their lives. So that was basically some of the majority of the unmet needs that weren't met. Now we're going to discuss the planning and intervention. My program is going to basically start finding its potential candidates for the Right Start program, which I'm going to discuss that my program is going to be called Right Start. I decided that that would be a fitting name for this program because I find that if we're able to meet all these unmet needs and be able to put them together in a program for these mothers, then we can put them on the right start on their academic careers and in their futures. I want to start my my interventions in at the high school, setting, as they're preparing for college and they might not, feel maybe I shouldn't apply for college. I have a child I have to worry about. We want to be there to let them know you can do it. There's a program and we're here to help. Also, I want to, intervene on the college campus by providing some type of informational sessions, flyers, handouts, just anything that's going to catch the eye of the people on the campus. Campus word spread, so we want to be there, being involved, being around the student body to let them know about this program and if they know anybody that might benefit or if they personally might benefit. We also want to work closely with the academic counselors, the advisors, career counselors that are at the universities, because they work closely with the students. They're able to form relationships with the students, and they might be aware of students who could benefit from the program and who might be in a situation where they don't have childcare and they might not be able to continue, or they might not have they might not be able to pay for their textbooks or their education because they're a teen parent or a teen parent. We want to be there. We want to know about all of them. So by working with working with the academic advisors, the counselors, we feel that we'll be able to, reel in our potential stakeholders. The next thing I'm going to discuss is my program goals and objectives. The objective of this program is to reduce the dropout rate for teen mothers in college and to encourage them to, maintain in college and graduate within 4 years. So we have short-term goals and we have long-term goals. And the short-term goals are something that we can kind of see a lot more, results in. And my first short-term goal would be find prospective clients and enroll at least 10 to 15 mothers in the program for the first 2 semesters. And you can't have a program, you can have a program, but it really won't be successful if you don't have anybody that's going to be receiving the services. So that's going to be the first thing, to have people in our program. The second short-term goal was to have all the resources readily available to be used by the stakeholders. Obviously, we want to have all of our resources, all of the things, all the skills, everything that we're going to be giving to these mothers or, trying to help them out. We want them to be readily available. We don't want them to feel like I'm in this program and there really isn't anything, what's going on. We want everything to be right on time. We want things to be ready. And we just want all of our resources to be available so that they can start, being enacted as the semester begins. You might need childcare as soon as possible. So we want to make sure that we have all of our things readily available. Our next 2 long-term goals was to encourage the members to establish bonds amongst each other and to build positive peer relationships. I mentioned how that is an unmet need, and we want to encourage them to build positive peer relationships and have that support amongst each other, as well as the other mentors that are going to be a part of the program. And obviously, the most important goal is to reduce the dropout rate and encourage the mothers to graduate within 4 years. That's the objective, and that's the most important goal. That's the whole purpose of this program. So that's one of the most important goals as well. We're going to talk about the instruments used, data collection, and evaluation procedures. Before the program starts, I want to kind of, do some type of survey for women who have been a part of a success program and women that weren't a part of a success program, and kind of compare and contrast their experiences and see, what are some of the things that was really beneficial for some that allowed them to be successful and allowed them to obtain their degrees compared to those that wasn't a part of the program. We want to kind of see how effective the program is, and then when we actually implement the program, we want to provide surveys, questionnaires, evaluations at the end of each semester, just so that we know that the program is being effective in some type of way. This program is a 4-year program, so we want to kind of see, in the now, is this program successful? Well, we can't sit here and say, well, hold on, we're going to wait 4 years to find out this program is worth it. No, we want to know every step of the way. Are you learning anything? Is there something that we need to fix? What is being beneficial to you? What has made you continue your education? Is it the program? We want to kind of get insight from our members each step of the way at the end of each semester, just so we can kind of get an idea of if this program is being beneficial, and if it's not, what can we do to make it better? Let's see. The next thing we're going to talk about is the potential ethical issues, and there are two. One of the ethical issues is the level of confidentiality. We're going to be working with a population of people who, potentially have emotional issues and have things in their past that might be, or in their present that might be, that might be affecting their schoolwork, and they might want to divulge that information, or they might just need somebody to talk to that's in the program. And we want to encourage that. We want to have a rapport with the members, with the stakeholders. We want to have a rapport with them, but we also want them to understand that there are boundaries and there are some things that we cannot keep confidential, and we don't want that to be a deterrent from them to be a part of the program or to maintain, receiving our services. So a way to combat that is basically letting them know in the beginning the rules of confidentiality, and letting them know how we handle serious situations, so that it's not, such a shock or a surprise in the future if it was to affect them. Our other ethical issue is, what if the team others do not maintain the program? What if they drop out? What if they don't graduate within those 4 years? And that is something that is always a possibility. This program we want to be able to meet all those needs and be, that great program that's going to have a lot of success stories. But unfortunately, there are going to be some cases where even the program cannot save, and there might be, one or two or a few people that may not stay in college due to any type of reason. And we want to make sure that as a program, we're able to do everything that we possibly can as a program to keep them in college and keep them motivated and keep them, having their needs met, so they can continue their education. But for those that do drop out or do not finish, that's something we really can't control. But all we can do is just be the best program that we can be, and just hope that it will work out in the long run. The next thing we are going to discuss now is the budget and timeline. The program is, as I stated before, is a 4-year program. The dean has allowed for $40,000 to be used for the program over the course of 4 years. So we basically split that money up 4 ways over the 4 years, $10,000 each year. And one of the great things about this program, by it being on a college campus, a lot of the things that that are going to be used in the program are already on the campus. There are already financial aid counselors. There's already career counselors. There are already counselors on campus. There are already computers and libraries, and so many things that are there for the student body in general that will not be an added expense for the Right Start program. So basically, the majority of our money will be for our child care center. We are going to have a child care center, and that is where the chunk of the money will be going to, to run the child care center. Whereas all the other, things that the program will provide, as I said, will be provided by the university, or will be provided by volunteer workers and people in the community that just want to be a part of the program to, encourage the mothers and be there and be an asset to the program and to the lives of the mothers. So with that being said, there will be 3 paid positions through the program that will accumulate $2,250 per person. There are going to be 3 staff. So over that year, over those 10 months, August to May, the budget, which will be $10,000 for that year, will have $6,750 going to pay for the the employees that are going to be working in the child care center. But don't worry, we're not going to just have 3 people in a child care center. As I said before, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be in the community that want to extend their services, their volunteerism, and their time to be a part of this program, as well as it being on campus. I'm sure there's a lot of times where we have required volunteer hours a part of our curriculum. So if there's going to be students that are going to be needing a place to volunteer and get some hours, and so we're going to definitely encourage a lot of the students on campus to be involved, to be a part of the program, and to get those volunteer hours. That's definitely going to benefit them in the long run, as well as benefiting the program. So you can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. the majority of the rest of the money, which would be $1,000, $1,250, and another $1,000. Those are going to be, those are going to be allotted for, number one, we want to be able to help the mothers as much as we possibly can. So we're going to put $1,000 aside just for, if you might come up short this semester and you might need to get a book, you might need to get something, but you can't get it right now, or you can't get it at all. We want to be that. We want to be there to help you, because we don't want you to be dropping out of any classes because you can't pay for a $30 or a $60 book. We want to be there to help you out. If you need some supplies, we want to be able to provide that. We also, want to have $1,250 aside for the child care center. There will be a lot of things donated to the program, to the child care center, but just just in case we have anything extra that we need to get, we want to be able to provide that with our child care center. And another $1,000 would be just aside, just for anything that may come up, any added expenses that were unexpected. We want to be able to cover those costs. Like I said, a lot of the other things that will be provided by the university will be definitely beneficial for the program, because we won't have to stretch the money so far to provide them. But we also, we want to provide all of these services. We want to do all these things, but we also need the mothers to continue to stay motivated, to do their best. And we really want to stay on top of their academic career, because we want to make sure, each semester you're on the track to graduate within 4 years. We want to make sure that you're taking this as serious as we're taking it. You can only help someone as much as they allow you to help them. So as long as we're providing these services and they're doing the best they can to maintain a positive force in this program, we will be willing to help them, as long as they're academically stable, they're doing well in their classes, they're going to be graduating on time. We want to make sure that. And I really, even though this is a fake program, I really wanted to put my all into it, because I do feel like it could help somebody had it been a program for somebody in my family. But I do thank you for your time, and I do thank you for all 17 minutes and 9 or whatever extra seconds that you are watching my presentation, and I hope that you have a great rest of the day and a great rest of the summer. Bye bye.